let's talk about how to protect your job from AI because it's scary. It is scary. I will be the first to say, but what I find that usually personally helps me during uncertain times is to be educated and to have a plan of action. So no matter what job you have or what field you're in, today you're gonna get a step-by-step plan on how you can be as equipped as humanly possible in this new era of AI. So keep watching. In this plan, we're gonna cover these questions that you might be having. How is AI affecting your industry and your company? What skills do you need to learn? And lastly, what are your rights as a worker that will protect you from the changes of AI? So if you want to be prepared for any situation, be sure to stick till the end for this. This little show that you're watching right here, guys, is called Learn with Shopify, and I am Michelle Bally. First step is to research how AI is affecting your industry and your company. Before you get yourself in a whole tizzy ruminating about changes to your industry, understand that you're a strong, capable person that will always find a way. Trust that you have never let yourself down and never will. So see these changes as the universe presenting you with what you need. The way you deal with it is going to be so much more valuable than the outcome itself. So let's all breathe together. Good. Now let's start making our plan. Any good plan is rooted in logic and reality. So we need to be aware of what's going on in the industry and how our jobs are going to evolve. Step number one is to do research on how AI is affecting your job and your industry. A quick Google search will do, but be aware that the way you phrase what you type into Google will affect the result that you get. So if you type in marketers being replaced by AI, you're gonna get results that match that search, right? And then you might have a skewed perception of how grave the issue is. So instead, what I like to do is use neutral search queries like AI impact on marketers. The reality you create for yourself can start with the Google search, right guys? So this is a really great way to get both sides of the coin for a well-informed perspective. By the way, I'm by no means saying that marketers' jobs are in trouble. I just know that some of you are gonna Google that, so I just want to put this out there. Also, this is super helpful and I wish more people knew about this. Check out this tool called Exa AI. It's a website and a search engine, kind of like Google, but I really love this tool because instead of matching your search results to the keywords that you're typing, it actually understands the intent behind your search and will give you results based off of that. So a search query that we could try could be like reputable articles on the state of AI in marketing. And see here, we have a good number of articles that we can read. Step number two, take notes, guys. While you're doing your research, take notes on what jobs are being impacted by what type of AI. Note-taking is crucial in this phase because in a couple of minutes, we're gonna plot and scheme against the AI's weaknesses so that you, the human, can come out on top. We are almost done with the research phase, guys. There's just one more thing that we need to do. You need to take inventory on what's going on in your particular workplace. Budgets being moved from your department into AI is an indicator that you need to level up your skills, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Also, take note of budget being put into AI tools to make you more effective at your job, particularly because that's a good indicator that you're being empowered to be more productive rather than being replaced. Even if your company is turning to AI for automated tasks, don't sound the alarm, guys. It's okay. It could mean that you are now able to delegate tasks to AI and spend more time on important responsibilities that build your business, like creativity, strategy calls, and relationship building. And if you're more efficient, we all know what that means: a promotion. So guys, research phase complete. Even if you find that your particular job isn't currently being affected, you should still move on to the next step, which is to understand the skills that will protect your job from AI. Learn the right skills. First thing that you need to do is accept that you're gonna need to reskill. You're like, oh my God, how am I gonna do my current job and reskill at the same time? And I know it's a lot. It's a lot, but that's showbiz, baby. And remember the notes that we took from that research phase? Now we're gonna compare our notes with these skills, and you're gonna be able to evaluate where these skills are gonna fill in those gaps. Probably the most important skill here, guys, is build your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence means learning how to manage your own emotions and reading the room to handle other people's emotions. This is gonna be crucial in strengthening the relationships that you have at work. As of now, AI is not emotionally intelligent. It can't read the subtle cues on your boss's face or understand when your coworker is saying one thing but really means another. At least not yet, and this is to your advantage. Emotionally intelligent people are a pleasure to work with, and realistically, at the end of the day, people just generally want to work with people that they like. So how do you build your emotional intelligence? Pay attention to nonverbal cues. Body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions play a significant role in communication. Reflect. Take responsibility for your actions. Self-evaluate. Ask for feedback. Read, guys. There's plenty of good books out there on EI as well. Cultivate your patience. Adapt to change. And if you want to take a strictly more business-minded approach, LinkedIn has about 55 courses that you can take. And some courses include how to develop your emotional intelligence and how to lead as an emotionally intelligent person. Not only will building your emotional intelligence help you build internal relationships with your coworkers, but if you're client-facing, high emotional intelligence will help you develop deeper connections with them. And again, this is not something that AI can currently do. Building relationships, understanding emotions, and navigating complex social situations are uniquely human strengths. But let's say, for example, you're like, Michelle, I'm not client-facing. I barely see my coworkers at work. A lot of us are remote workers these days, so don't worry, this next tip is gonna be for you. Learn how to offload tasks to AI. First, think of tasks that are like monotonous and routine. They're likely important to the business, but don't require a human to do the job. Something like inputting financial data into a spreadsheet, that's a perfect example. And then you could start looking for automation tools that can take these types of tasks over. Allowing AI to execute these tasks means they will be done with speed and accuracy every time. And keep record of how many hours of manpower and money these new processes are saving you and your company. That way you can share with your supervisor how your initiative to integrate AI is having a positive impact on the business. Once these monotonous tasks are offloaded, the point is that you'll have more time to work on creativity and decision making. So instead of being stuck behind a screen doing bits and bobs, you can start taking on projects that have a deeper impact on the business's bottom line. Those monotonous tasks were never gonna get you a job promotion anyway, sis. Let them go. They're just a distraction and an excuse not to go after the big and important things. By offloading these little responsibilities to AI, you actually free up your valuable time and mental space to boss up and do work that is uniquely human. For some of the best AI tools to help you lighten your load, check out this video right here that goes through 10 tools to help you boost your productivity. So now that your time is freed up, you can focus on uniquely human skills that involve creative problem solving and decision making. If you're in a role that requires you to be in the weeds and you actually don't typically have to make decisions or solve problems, then learning these skills now will equip you for the future. To sharpen your decision-making skills, use this framework. Define your goals, gather information, including hard data and facts, evaluate your options, make the choice, implement, and finally review the outcome. Keep a log of the times you successfully implemented this process to report back to your team and supervisor. Make sure that you're speaking to how your decisions were backed with data and that you are sharing the results of your decision. So for example, did sales improve? Did the new process save time? Quantifiable results are going to speak volumes. Communication is key. Don't be shy about sharing accomplishments you're proud of with your boss. Because if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, doesn't make a sound. In other words, you want to make sure that your work doesn't go unnoticed. If this is something that's hard for you, what you can do is send him or her an email or Slack, or even talk to them in person and say something like this. Hey, I'm really excited about this thing that I did and I wanted to share with you. And then go to tell them about your step-by-step process of your creative problem solving and your decision making, and then share the results. Okay, round up, guys. Okay, so far to compete with AI, we need these skills: emotional intelligence, offloading tasks to AI. We talked about creative problem solving and decision making, but there are two more very important skills that I think are going to help make you future-proof. Before we get into what they are though, like I mentioned, this show that you're watching right here is called Learn with Shopify. We are a Shopify-powered channel, which means I do have the privilege of giving you guys a free trial to a Shopify subscription. So if that sounds interesting to you, I will link that down below. And if you already have a Shopify store, check out this video that I'm linking right over here called How to Use AI to Grow Your Online Business. Right now, we're learning how to protect your job from AI, but next, you can learn how to use it to blow up your business. AI is great at crunching data and automating tasks, but it doesn't know how to manage people. Leveling up your people management skills will help you stay competitive against AI. So what makes a great leader? Someone who can motivate, inspire, and build trust with a team. A great people manager can navigate conflicts because disagreements are inevitable, and nurturing your team growth through coaching and development is essential for any organization. So with that, you can start to see how AI is not currently capable of this, right guys? You know, and overall AI is a tool, and managers who can leverage it effectively while providing the human touch will be the future-proof leaders. Next skill that you want to learn ASAP, guys, is networking. And ooh, I kind of hate this word because I don't know, somehow the word itself does have negative connotations. Do you know what I mean? Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about the word networking. I personally don't love the word, but the act of networking is super important because it's going to safeguard your job from AI. Because A, it gives you a deeper market awareness, keeping you informed about industry trends, and B, your network can be a springboard for new opportunities. If AI does impact your current role, connections can open doors to new positions or even career pivots that you might not have even considered. And also, guys, building relationships with key players in the industry will increase your visibility so that when employers are looking to fill positions that require human skills like management or creativity, your network can advocate for your expertise. So yes, definitely get to know people in your industry and company, and even those outside your company. Building these connections will equip you with long-lasting relationships and a network of people who have your back and you have theirs. Personally, I love the act of networking. I love a good little schmooze, a little chit chat, a little ha ha he he. I love that because I do think that at the end of the day, it's about relationships. You know, those are the spice of life that add meaning, but that's just me. If you, on the other hand, are hearing the word networking and you're like, okay, yeah, that's already giving me social anxiety, what I would do is I would try starting remotely via LinkedIn. Cool and casual, baby, you know? Reach out to folks you admire on LinkedIn, ask them if they would be open to doing a one-on-one mentoring session. I mean, I have personally done this before and I've met some amazing, beautiful people. And also, guys, don't underestimate the power of casual interactions. Strike up conversations with people you meet at conferences, on airplanes, or even at industry gatherings. Last year, this is funny, last year I was actually on a flight and I met one of Goldie Hawn's employees for her organization called Mind Up. 1 second I was sleeping, like probably literally in her lap. Next thing I was up, I was like, hi, are you looking for a consultant? Pretty jokes. But listen, you never know who you're gonna make friends with, so it's nice to keep an open mind, a big smile, and a good attitude. Learn your rights as a worker. Okay, so God forbid, knock on wood, that you find yourself in a position where your job has been impacted by AI, and now you're like, okay, like what's next? Well, as AI continues to shape the world, as a society, we're working through and navigating the legal implications of AI-driven layoffs. In the US, wrongful termination is when a company terminates you in violation of employment laws or contracts. In the context of AI-driven layoffs, you have to differentiate whether it was a mass layoff or an individual layoff. An individual layoff is letting go of one or a few folks based on performance, misconduct, or redundancy. Individual layoffs are typically based on merits of you as a worker and are subject to different legal requirements compared to mass layoffs. Employers should, and I'm not saying they always do, but they should be vigilant regarding employment laws. They should be giving you proper notice and not engaging in discrimination. So if you suspect wrongful termination or discrimination, you can file a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission in the US. These entities will investigate the claims and may take legal action on your behalf. So guys, you gotta gather any evidence like emails, performance reviews, or witness statements because you wanna make sure that you're supporting your claims, guys. So have those on hand. But look me in the eyes, guys, right now. Let's make some eye contact here. I'm not a lawyer. I've done extensive research on this topic, but I am not a lawyer. And if you are worried about your termination, guys, please talk to someone who has passed the bar. That's my legal advice. Talk to someone who has passed the bar. As mentioned, a free trial to Shopify is going to be linked down below, which is kind of fitting for today's topic because if you are worried about AI, maybe you want to diversify and start your own little store. Maybe. Yeah, so guys, I will link that down below. All right, guys, thank you for watching. This was super fun. And if you want to hang out next week, I will be here. So just hit subscribe. And yeah, guys, I will see you next week. Peace.